Hi, I'm Nadia McInnis, and welcome to the You Are Gifted show. Recently, I saw a video of a cult pastor, who told people that they should enter this so-called ark, and they were just executing themselves. And he has been arrested along with some of the members, and that's why I decided that, let me come and share the second part of my story. Church hurt saved me, because I am just tired of seeing the people getting used, abused, manipulated. And I get it. Believe me when I say I understand why a lot of people can't understand when people say to them, can't you see that he's fake? Can't you see you're a part of a cult? Can't you see that they are using you, they are abusing you? You see, for many people, when you start going to a church, and especially if you are someone who is innocent and you just want to find God and you just go with a pure heart, you can be manipulated and you can be deceived, because this happened to me. So I kind of feel sorry for some of the people, some of them, not all. Some of them are fully aware, but they are just like the pastors that are doing it, so they don't mind. But some people genuinely went in with a pure heart. Maybe they were broken and they were just looking for some form of comfort, and they got drawn in. And sometimes it takes years to recover from these things, and I'm going to get to that later. But I'll tell you how you can be manipulated, because a part of my story is when I was a group leader for a church that I used to go to. I was 20, 21, 22, and they made me a group leader for some children, children, early teens. And I remember I was told that it's my responsibility to pay for the venue, to rent a venue and to pay for the venue as the leader that these children / early teenagers use. And at that time I was illegal. I didn't even have enough money to take care of myself. The little money I was getting from the job I was doing, I was paying my rent, I was trying to keep up with my bus pass, I was really struggling even to find food. But I was told that it's your responsibility. The more you do it, is the more God will bless you. And don't get me wrong, I believe in giving. I believe in giving 100%. And I know there is a blessing, but there's also people who use that scripture to manipulate people. Because at that point in time, I shouldn't have been doing that. I had no papers. I could hardly survive. Young girl, I just joined this church, and wanting to find God with a pure heart, I assumed that everybody was genuine. Everybody who came, we are here because we love each other and we are genuinely one big family. So, anyway, when I couldn't keep up with the rent for this place that I was told to rent and work with these young people, the landlord used to come to my workplace, because the place that I rented was close to where I work. And he used to come and knock on the door and he used to say to me that, oh, Nadia, you haven't paid the rent. And I was like, oh, it's coming, because I would basically be giving this man all of my salary just to have peace with the leaders, and because genuinely I believe that the more I did that, the more God would bless me. Young girl, undocumented, can hardly find food. And I remember when the landlord used to come and harass me for the money, my boss, who is from the country where these people are from, that I was attending their church, he used to say to me, I know these people. They are millionaires. They are billionaires. They've got branches all over. You are so stupid. You are undocumented. You're hardly getting the money, and you're using all your salary to pay for this venue. Go and let the leader pay for it. This girl is stupid. And I remember I used to argue with him, and I used to say to him, you don't know what you're talking about. God is going to bless me. The more I give is the more I will get, And I was really arguing with this man. And to be honest, when he talked, I just laugh it off. But he kept telling me, Nadia, Don't pay. Let them pay. I said, I am the leader. You don't understand. This is the rule. Once you're the leader of your group, you've got to rent a venue and pay for the group. And this man used to tell me, stop it. I didn't do it. I didn't listen to him. I kept paying for it. And when I couldn't pay for it anymore, I just couldn't. But I did it with everything I could until I was no longer the leader of that group. Now, something that hit me at that time, when I was no longer the leader of that group, the other young girl who was about my age group took over. But unlike me, her mother was there. She was she's a British citizen. Her mother is very outspoken, well respected. They were in far better position than I was. I realized that the leader of the church gave me a check to give the girl for her to pay for the venue when she took over managing the same group. I didn't say anything to him, but in my mind I was like, hold on, how come they didn't give me any money to pay for it, but they give this girl? And then I put two and two together, and I realized that it's because her mother is very outspoken. I think the girl is a lawyer. I was studying to become a lawyer. So there was this fear, there was this, and maybe, maybe unlike me, she actually went to him and demanded that if I'm going to be the leader of this group, I'm a young girl, I am not working, and the group children, you got to pay. And they did. But when I was, because I did say to them, I'm struggling, I can hardly keep up. I was told constantly, as the leader of a group, it's your duty. We do it. He does it. She does it. Look, other people are doing it and they are flourishing. It's your duty to come up with strategies to pay for this thing. And I genuinely believe that, but I realized that this other young lady, she was given checks to pay for the venue and given things that I was not given. So I realized that I was being manipulated. Because I so went in with a pure heart, fresh, no longer in the world. No, I'm in the church, so if they say something, that must be how it goes. If I don't believe that that's the right way, it's me. I am the problem. I am the rebellious one. So I continued with this for many, 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 many years. And I tell you, to be honest, I even did greater than that. I did more than that. But you see, my point is how you can be brainwashed, because now I know that's false. Now I know that I didn't have to pay for the venue. I just like the other lady that took over. I didn't have to pay for it. They could have paid for it. They had enough money to pay for it. But because I was, young and fresh in it, I didn't really understand. So if they say, hey, jump, I jump. Run, walk. How far? Let's go. That was me then. So it's possible that when sometimes you're part of these organizations, you can get brainwashed. Because I used to be, well, I am now, but before I entered that church, I used to be a very, I talk back, I question things, I speak up. But I was told that, you need to drop those things. When you come into the house of God, it's like drop your brain, everything that you've been taught, everything that you thought, everything that you thought you knew, drop it. Drop it and just humble yourself. So what you end up doing, you surrender your brain, you surrender your mind, your intelligence, your business, your gift. Things that that it's not supposed to be like that, you don't know that anymore. And that's why people can be manipulated easily. And another thing, never underestimate the power of repetition. Don't underestimate when they come and preach the same thing over and over. It doesn't matter how strong you are, you can be sucked into it. When you sit down under a man or a woman and you listen to the same thing every week, every Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, once a week, 2 times per week, before you know it, without even you knowing it, years after years, months after months, you are being transformed. and you're becoming more and more. You're doing what they say. McDonald's, I read somewhere where it says that McDonald's spent $654.7 billion on advertisement in 2020. Amazon spent 11 billion US dollars on advertisement globally in 2019. Why would companies like McDonald's and Amazon spend billions, 11 billion US dollars, and they're already known, they're already successful? I mean, how many of us have used Amazon? How many of us buy McDonald's? Never underestimate the power of repetition. They know that it's working for them. It's obviously working for Amazon and McDonald's. They see that when they put out advertisement, more and more people coming. Even those who have been there before, they are going again and they're going again and they're going again. Because if you're already famous, why are you still advertising? Why are you spending 11 billion in 2019 on advertisement? Because it's working. And it's no different when you're in a church and you're sitting under that pastor, and every day he tells you, the more you give to the rich, not to the poor, the more you give to the sister or the brother that give to us, who is already successful, is the richer you become. The more you put your business aside and come and run with his vision, even though he will not help you with your business when you're finished, is the more successful you'll be. Even though you might have resented it at first, before you know it, you start surrendering everything that you knew to be true. You start dropping your thoughts. You become, you're just walking, you're just moving, because you're just doing what they say you should do. And these are the things that happen in many churches. You hardly find a church today. You hardly find a church today that's preaching and teaching the truth. Hardly. I mean, I'm looking. You hardly find one that they are genuine. And that's why people need to read the Bible themselves, pray yourself. So when they come, because the good thing about this thing, which I love, is once your eyes have genuinely been opened, no one can close it. No one can close it. But I find that when you're trying to tell somebody that be careful, this, that, sometimes that person needs to experience it for themselves. Because as I said in my previous video, I was told many things. I never really, because you're so committed and you're so faithful and you have invested so much in this thing for so many years. No, what you're saying can't be true, right? It must be you. You're the problem. And that's another thing that manipulators do. And these are manipulative pastors. What they do is they try to tell you that everybody else is lying. Everybody else is lying. They're the only one that's telling the truth. Because they want to discredit the people who leave so that your eyes don't open. Because the more people they get, the more money they get, the more tithes they get. If they have 100 members, 200 members, giving them £500 per month, £300 per month, £200 per month, and that's how they're looking at it. So let's do everything to keep these people and discourage them from talking to anyone who can open their eyes. So you've got to read your Bible for yourself. You've got to get to know God for yourself. You've got to watch them. You've got to watch them. You've got to watch them more than you listen to them. And that's where a lot of us miss it. Because we listen to them more than we watch them. Because the church that I used to go to, we were told that, I was reading a letter that the pastor sent me when I told him that I'm not coming anymore, that we don't leave our family. Families don't leave each other. We stay together and we're a family. We don't leave. We don't stay together. You don't just leave your family. If you leave your family, things can happen to your family. It's like, it's a threat at the same time, and it's also manipulation. But not long after that, that same pastor left that organization, started his own. And unlike us who left by ourselves, because we walked in by ourselves, we pick up our feet and we left ourselves, he left with the members. He left with the members, this same person that used to ridicule us and abuse verbally those who leave and tell people, don't talk to them, you never leave your family. They went together and they left the head of them. And unlike us who left quietly, they didn't leave quietly. They did not leave quietly. And then that's where you see the lie, the injustice, the unbalance, the hypocrisy. You know, they're hypocrites. One rule for them, one rule for you. One rule for them, one rule for you. You know, some of them, they like to preach bitterness, anger, unforgiveness. Oh, don't follow that sister that left. She's bitter. She's unforgiving. She's angry. When they tell the members to attack you when you leave, they are not angry. When they turn everyone against you that loved you because you leave, they are not bitter. When they tell everyone not to talk to you, they are not unforgiving. When they preach against you and make up lies about you because you leave their church, they are not angry. Some of them, if they can physically harm you, destroy your marriage, kill your children, drive you insane, they will do it. They are not angry. They are not bitter. They are not unforgiving. But you, when you get frustrated and you get tired because you see the abuse, you see the manipulation, you see the lies, you see the lack of support for people who are trying to do their businesses, when you leave, you are bitter, you're angry, you're unforgiving. Can you see the double standard? And that's why I say it's very important to watch more than you listen. Watch their actions. Look how they treat people. Look how they react to things. Like the church I told you about, when they were offended by another pastor, the head of them, they pack up and they left. And they left in a very vicious way. When other people left them, they told the members that those people are angry and bitter and unforgiving, but they did the same, but in a worse way. Can you see the double standard? And these are the people that people surrender their minds, their brains. I used to ask myself once, how does intelligent people, well-educated people surrender themselves to these kind of manipulators, these kind of abusers? But then I understand the power of repetition. I understand the power of sitting down under a man or a woman every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Tuesday, and you're taught the same thing over and over. Kill pride, because that's what they call pride. When you start to use your brain, they call it pride. Do what we say, give everything. But if that person was giving everything, that person that is telling you to give everything, it would have been poor. They are using your money. They're using your skills, they're using your gifts, they're using your talents to build their empire. To build their empire for them and their children. And then when they have reached where they want to reach, they will say, if you don't like what's happening here, leave here. If you're not comfortable with what's happening here, don't come here. But you knew them when they had nothing. You helped them to get there. And when they need your help, they will tell you, we're a family. This is God's church. We stay together. We build together. We evangelize together. But when they are wealthy and they are rich and you are still poor, they say, if you don't like it, don't come back here. I was watching one pastor and there was a news that came out about him about something that he did. I think he was sleeping with some woman. And he said, ushers, leaders, if there's anybody in this leadership department who even think that I did it, if there's anyone here who even asks you if I did it, remove them, remove them, remove them, remove them. And I said, my God, the same people who made you rich, the same people, because some of them, another thing that they use a lot, they like to say, you only give 10 pounds, this person only give 20 pounds, this person only give 50p. If hundreds of us give 50p, how much money will they get? If 2,000 of us only give £10 every week. How much? And it all go to one person. One person. So it doesn't matter how much you're giving. Your money is not too small. You know, your money is not too small. It's making them rich because all of you is going to them. Everyone is giving £10, 2,000, you're 500, you're 300, you're giving £100 a month from your salary. It's making them rich. Find someone poor that needs it. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it because it's true. My life got better when I stopped giving to the faith pastors. My life got better, financially better. Business-wise, my business flourished more without their involvement. Sometimes, you see, the manipulation can make you think that you need them. You need them. Without them, how will I become successful? And that's why you should know that you are being manipulated. Forget them. Draw closer to God. Draw closer to God. And do what is right. Their aim is to cut you off from everyone and anyone who can open your eyes. But if you are wise, you will watch their action. How did they treat those people that were once close to them? And what will they do to you? What will they do to you? Some of the people that you hear them putting down, were they not lifting those people up at one point in time? What will they do to you when you leave? And that's why you know that you're part of a cult. And abusers, manipulators who are there to get rich. And that's all they're there for, to get rich. And that's why they will give you titles. Because they understand they understand human and the need of feeling important. So they will give you titles to keep you quiet and to blind you. But ask yourself, since you have been given that title, since you are that thing that they call pastor, deacon, deaconess, elder, minister, whatever they call them, what have you achieved in your life personally? Apart from working more on their mission so they can get richer, what have you achieved? What has it done for you? What has it done for your job, for your business, for your family? Has it helped you to buy anything that you have on your to-get list? Has it? Or it helped you to become poorer because you're giving them more because of that title? They've read the book, guys. They've read the book. They've studied people. They've studied people. And that's why it seems as if they're rising. But we got to get wiser. We've got to get wiser. You see, when I do these videos, I don't care. I don't care, because for me, I would rather please God than man any day. I'd rather please God than man any day. I don't live to please men. I love people and I will do anything to help people. And that's why I'm doing this. But if they're going to say, oh, it doesn't matter to me. You know, one with God is majority. And if it's even one person that will hear this video, watch this video and say, you know what, I'm leaving that manipulative place. And I'm not going to give them my money anymore. I'm going to save my money, invest my money, and give it to whoever I want to give it to, because they need it and not because I want to get rich. Because God don't need your money. And God don't need it to give to the rich for you to be rich. God needed to have a pure heart, a clean heart. And the truth is, if you have a clean heart and a pure heart, you cannot stay under these wicked, manipulative, liar, abusive people. You can't stay under them, because you'll be troubled. This thing that I saw, this thing that I heard him saying about this brother, this sister, but I know this person. And it's not true. And it's not true. And even if it is true, why is he doing it? Why is he saying it? Was he not close to her? Was he not close to him? Why don't he talk to him personally? Why is he telling us? Those things would bother you. But if you're like them, you can happily stay there. But you know, it's unfortunate. So, this is my part 2 of Church Hurt, Save Me. Do the right thing. Draw close to God. You don't need them to succeed. I am a testimony that you don't need them to succeed. You need to have a pure heart. You need wisdom. You need to read books, find genuine speakers and people who want to help you study and follow the strategies. Because you know why they are getting your money? You know why they've had you under them for so long? Because they're following strategies. They're following the manipulative strategy. They're following the art of manipulation. They know what to say. They know what title to give you. They know how to make people look that leave their church. They know what to do. So they're following the strategy. So you too, follow the strategy to become financially better. Follow the strategy to find out where to invest, how to invest, and how to have a pure heart and become a better person. And stay away from manipulative people and demonic churches. Because you, yes, I'm talking to you, you are gifted.